Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare $1 coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Please use long comments to explain coin information clearly, so we can understand it better and respond appropriately based on your comments. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're diving into a beautiful golden coin that many people overlook, yet it holds a fascinating story and surprising value. Yes, we're talking about the 2000p Sacagawea $1 coin, the first year of issue for this stunning piece that honors one of America's most iconic historical figures. This coin isn't just ordinary change, it's a piece of history that could be worth much more than a single dollar in your pocket. When the Sacagawea dollar was first released in the year 2000, it was meant to replace the Susan B. Anthony dollar. The United States Mint wanted a coin that was easily recognizable and visually striking, something with a golden color that would stand out. That's why this coin was struck in a special blend of copper, manganese, and brass, giving it that warm golden shine that collectors instantly fell in love with. On the obverse, it features the young Shoshone woman Sacagawea, carrying her baby, Jean-Baptiste, symbolizing strength, courage, and exploration. Her calm yet determined expression represents her guiding role during the Lewis and Clark expedition, a journey that helped shape the nation. But what makes the 2000p Sacagawea dollar truly fascinating is how many hidden treasures exist among them. You see, millions were minted in Philadelphia, but not all are the same. Some coins were struck with slight variations and rare minting errors that make them incredibly valuable. The most famous of these is the Cheerios dollar, named because a few thousand coins were placed in Cheerios cereal boxes as part of a promotion before the coin's official release. These special Cheerios dollars have enhanced detail on the eagle's tail feathers, making them distinct from the standard design, and collectors go crazy for them. Beyond the Cheerios version, there are also other rare errors. Some coins show off-center strikes, double dies, or planchet flaws that occurred during minting. These little imperfections are like fingerprints from the mint, unique and unrepeatable. A few even have a bold, wounded eagle pattern, where a die scratch across the bird's chest looks like a scar, a striking and valuable error that adds serious interest among collectors. And let's not forget the coin's smooth golden surface, which can easily tone or darken over time, giving each one a unique character. Finding a 2000p Sacagawea dollar that's still bright, clean, and free of scratches is rare today, since most circulated coins quickly lost their shine. Collectors especially prize those still in mint state condition, preserved just as they were the day they left the mint. Even though the 2000p coin was widely distributed, its historical significance, design beauty, and fascinating errors keep it in the spotlight for coin enthusiasts. It's a reminder of an era when the U.S. Mint aimed to bring artistry back to everyday money, something that people could hold in their hands and admire. Many collectors say this coin marks the beginning of modern U.S. commemorative design, and owning one feels like holding a piece of that revival. So if you happen to have one of these in your drawer or coin jar, take a closer look. Check the eagle's feathers, inspect the surfaces, and look for unusual details, because you might be holding something extraordinary. A standard 2000p Sacagawea dollar may not seem rare, but the right one, especially with those unique markings or Cheerios features, could change that completely. And now for the exciting part, the real value. Some of these 2000p Sacagawea dollars, especially those rare Cheerios or error versions in perfect mint state, have sold for as high as $12,000 in auctions. Top 2, we're diving into one of the most meaningful and beautiful coins in modern U.S. history, the Sacagawea $1 Great Law of Peace coin. This golden coin isn't just a dollar, it's a powerful symbol of unity, peace, and the spirit of Native American heritage. And believe me, you'll want to hear its story till the end, because this coin can be worth far more than you imagine. The United States Mint released this incredible coin in 2010 as part of the Native American Dollar Program, which changes the reverse design each year to celebrate Native American history and culture. The Great Law of Peace design is one of the most admired among collectors, and for good reason. On one side, you'll find the familiar portrait of Sacagawea carrying her infant son, Jean-Baptiste, a design that honors courage and guidance. But the reverse side, that's where this coin truly stands out. It shows the legendary moment when the Haudenosaunee, also known as the Iroquois Confederacy, formed one of the earliest democratic unions in North America. The design features 5 arrows bound together, representing the unity of the 5 nations, the Mohawk, Oneida, Onondaga, Cayuga, and Seneca tribes, symbolizing that together, they could not be broken. It's more than just a coin, it's a story of peace, diplomacy, and the foundation of democracy that inspired even the framers of the U.S. Constitution. Every detail, from the clothing to the arrows, was crafted to perfection, making this coin a true work of art. And that's exactly why collectors are so drawn to it. Now, while millions of these coins were produced, not all are created equal. The 2010 Sacagawea Great Law of Peace dollar was struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, but some rare examples have special characteristics that make them worth hundreds or even thousands. Some coins show striking errors, like double die obverse where lettering appears slightly doubled, off-center strikes, or planchet flaws that give each piece a unique appearance. These minting mistakes are not common, and collectors love them because they transform an ordinary coin into a rare treasure. There are also satin finish versions that were part of special mint sets, and those coins are beautifully detailed with smoother surfaces and sharp edges. They were never released into general circulation, which means finding one in perfect condition is a dream come true for collectors. When graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, these pristine examples can bring in impressive prices. Even regular business strike coins that have been well preserved can be quite valuable. Many collectors specifically search for coins with perfect luster, no scratches, and strong definition in the feathers and arrows. Because of their historical symbolism and limited mintage compared to other dollar coins, these Great Law of Peace dollars are becoming harder to find in mint state. What's truly fascinating about this series is how it connects modern America to its ancient roots, blending artistry, history, and culture in a single coin. Every collector who holds one feels that deep sense of respect for the ideals it represents: unity, peace, and strength through cooperation. It's a coin that tells a story, not just of value, but of legacy. So if you happen to come across one of these golden beauties in your collection, check it closely. Look for sharp details, unique marks, or those rare minting quirks that could set yours apart from the rest. Because hidden among ordinary coins, there might just be one of those rare treasures collectors dream of finding. And here's the exciting part: the real market price and auction value for a 2010 Sacagawea Great Law of Peace dollar in perfect mint state, or one with a rare error, can reach up to $6,000 or more. Top 3, we're talking about a coin that many Americans have seen but few truly appreciate: the 1971 Kennedy half dollar. At first glance, it might just look like a large, shiny 50-cent piece, but trust me, this coin hides some fascinating secrets and rare varieties that have made collectors around the world fall in love with it. So, if you've ever come across a Kennedy half dollar from 1971, listen carefully, because this coin might be worth a lot more than you think. The Kennedy half dollar has a special place in American history. It was first introduced in 1964, just months after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy, as a tribute to his memory. The design features Kennedy's proud and dignified profile on the front, created by Gilroy Roberts, and the presidential seal on the back, designed by Frank Gasparo. By 1971, the coin had already become a symbol of hope and patriotism across the nation, but that year marked a major change that would define the series forever. You see, before 1971, Kennedy half dollars were made of silver. But due to rising metal prices, the U.S. Mint decided to remove silver completely from circulation coins. So, the 1971 Kennedy half dollar became the first made entirely of copper-nickel clad composition, giving it that distinctive silvery look but without real silver content. Still, this change didn't make the coin any less special. In fact, it created an era of transition where some incredible minting errors and rare variations began to appear. Millions of 1971 half dollars were struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, but not all were perfect. Some coins were accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets from 1970. These rare silver 1971 Kennedy half dollars are among the most sought-after errors in modern coin collecting. Imagine finding one of those. It's like striking gold, but in silver form. Other errors include double die obverse, off-center strikes, and weakly struck details, especially around Kennedy's hair and the eagle on the reverse. Some coins even show missing layers of the clad material, exposing the copper underneath. These are fascinating mistakes that turn a common coin into a true collector's prize. Collectors also pay close attention to the condition of the coin. A 1971 Kennedy half-dollar that's been heavily circulated might only be worth face value, but if you find one in pristine, uncirculated condition, it can be worth far more. The shine, the sharp details in Kennedy's portrait, and a clean, well-struck eagle on the back all make a huge difference. And when these coins are professionally graded at high mint state levels, their value can skyrocket. There's also something special about proof versions made for collectors. These were struck at the San Francisco Mint, featuring mirror-like surfaces and stunning detail. If you happen to come across a 1971 S-proof coin in perfect condition, that's another gem worth holding onto. Even though the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar isn't made of silver, it carries the weight of history and emotion. It's a reminder of an American era filled with both sorrow and pride, a time when the nation came together to honor a beloved president. Every collector who holds one feels that connection, and that's what makes this coin timeless. So before you toss that old half-dollar into your coin jar, take a closer look. Check the edge for signs of silver, examine the details, and if it feels heavier than normal or looks different in tone, you might have something very special. Because hidden among the millions of ordinary coins, there are rare treasures waiting to be found, and here's the part you've been waiting for, the real value. A rare 1971 Kennedy half-dollar struck on a silver planchet, or one with a major mint error in perfect mint state, has sold for as high as $13,000 in auctions. Top 4, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and underappreciated coins in modern U.S. history, the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar. At first glance, it might look like just another 50-cent piece, but don't be fooled. This coin hides some incredible secrets, and a few special ones have shocked collectors with how much they've sold for. So if you've ever seen a 1998 half-dollar in your pocket change, listen closely, because this coin can be worth way more than you imagine. The Kennedy half-dollar series has always carried deep meaning for Americans. It was first introduced in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy, just months after his assassination, and it quickly became a symbol of national pride and remembrance. The 1998 issue continues that legacy, with the same elegant portrait of Kennedy on the front, designed by Gilroy Roberts, and the majestic presidential seal on the back by Frank Gasparo. But 1998 was a special year in the series, a year that produced some highly collectible and surprisingly valuable coins that every coin lover dreams of finding. Let's start with what makes the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar so interesting. That year, the United States Mint struck these coins at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints for circulation, but it also created special collector versions that became legends among numismatists. The one that stands out most is the 1998 S matte finish silver Kennedy half-dollar. This stunning piece wasn't meant for circulation, it was only included in a 2-coin commemorative set alongside a special Robert F. Kennedy silver dollar. What makes it unique is its soft, frosted surface texture, different from any other Kennedy half ever made. Only about 62,000 of these matte finish coins were struck, making them one of the rarest and most desirable Kennedy halves of all time, but that's not the only reason 1998 is special. Some circulation strikes have fascinating minting errors that have caught collectors' attention. There are examples of double die obverse, where Kennedy's profile or the lettering shows slight doubling, as well as off-center strikes that make each piece one of a kind. A few coins have planchet flaws, small imperfections or cracks that occurred during the minting process, which can turn a regular half-dollar into a conversation piece worth hundreds. Collectors also treasure coins that have remained in pristine condition. A 1998 Kennedy half-dollar with its original shine, no scratches, and deep luster can be worth much more than its face value. Even more so if it's one of the special proof coins from the San Francisco Mint, which feature mirror-like surfaces and sharp details. These proofs were made specifically for collectors and often come sealed in protective cases. Another detail that makes the 1998 Kennedy half so appealing is its connection to the end of an era. Just a few years later, circulation of half dollars dropped dramatically, and they became a rarity in everyday change. That makes coins from the late 1990s particularly collectible, as they represent one of the last times the Kennedy half dollar was widely struck for circulation. Coin lovers often say that this piece captures both history and artistry. It's not just a coin, it's a story you can hold in your hand. The precision of Kennedy's portrait, the boldness of the eagle, and the perfect symmetry of its design remind us of an America full of promise and pride. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone curious about the coins in your pocket, this one deserves a closer look. So before you spend that half dollar or toss it into a jar, take a moment to check its details. Look for that little mint mark, P, D, or S, study the surface, and if it seems different, heavier, or beautifully detailed, it might just be one of those rare varieties that collectors are hunting for. Because hidden in the ordinary could be something truly extraordinary. And now, here's the exciting part, the real market value. The rare 1998 matte finish silver Kennedy half dollar in perfect mint condition has sold for as much as $3,000 in recent auctions. Top 5, and last rare coin, we're diving into one of the most iconic and mysterious coins in U.S. history, the 1972 Kennedy half dollar. Now, at first glance, this coin might seem ordinary, maybe even common, but what if I told you that hidden among the millions of 1972 half dollars are some incredibly rare pieces that collectors are willing to pay thousands for? Stay tuned, because you'll want to listen to every word of this story. The Kennedy half dollar has always carried a sense of pride and emotion. First released in 1964, just after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy, it became a lasting tribute to a beloved leader. By 1972, the coin was already a household name, large, shiny, and patriotic, with Kennedy's strong profile on the obverse and the majestic presidential seal on the reverse. But what makes the 1972 issue so fascinating is the number of varieties and errors that appeared that year, making it one of the most talked about coins in the entire Kennedy series. To start, the 1972 Kennedy half dollar was struck at two main mints, Philadelphia and Denver, and there were also proofs made in San Francisco for collectors. None of these circulation coins contained silver, they were made of copper nickel clad, just like modern quarters. But despite that, the 1972 Kennedy half stands out for its minting quirks and unexpected rarities that have kept collectors searching for decades. One of the most well-known and valuable varieties from this year is the 1972 D, no FG error. On the reverse side of the coin, beneath the eagle's tail feathers, you're supposed to see the initials, FG, representing Frank Gasparro, the designer of the reverse. However, some coins were struck with missing initials due to over-polished dies at the Denver Mint. These no FG coins are extremely rare, and collectors go crazy for them. They might look like ordinary half dollars, but the absence of those tiny initials can turn a 50-cent piece into a small fortune. But that's not the only mystery hiding in 1972. There are also double die errors, coins where parts of the lettering or Kennedy's profile were struck twice, creating a slightly doubled appearance. These doubling effects can usually be seen on words like liberty or in God we trust, and they add serious collector value. A few coins also show off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and even partial collars that give the edge a strange appearance. Every one of these errors makes the coin unique, and that's what coin lovers truly cherish. Even among regular strikes, condition plays a huge role. A 1972 Kennedy half dollar in average circulated condition might not be worth much, but in pristine, uncirculated mint state, the coin's luster, detail, and beauty can dramatically raise its value. The ones with mirror-like fields, clean surfaces, and sharp details are the true gems. And if you've ever seen a 1972 proof coin from the San Francisco Mint, you'll know just how stunning they are. With their frosted designs and deep mirror backgrounds, they're truly miniature works of art. Collectors love the Kennedy series not only for its beauty but also for its historical weight. It's more than just a coin, it's a piece of American memory, a reminder of a time when the nation honored a fallen leader with something that would circulate through every hand, every generation. The 1972 issue, with its mix of rarity, design perfection, and minting oddities, perfectly captures that spirit. So, if you've got an old jar of coins lying around, don't overlook those big 50-cent pieces. Flip them over, look closely under the eagle's tail feathers, and check every detail. You never know what you might find, maybe those missing FG initials, maybe a doubled word, maybe a rare proof that's been hiding for years. The thrill of discovering something extraordinary in your own collection is what makes coin hunting so exciting. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the real market value and auction price. A rare 1972 D, no FG, Kennedy $half in perfect mint state has sold for as much as $4,000 in recent auctions, so before you spend that $half, take one more look. It might just be a hidden treasure worth far more than 50 cents. If you love stories like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell, because your next coin discovery could be the one that changes everything.